suffers, or if she lies on the wrong way on her belly, or if she has sex, the child gets beat up in the womb, and
that's why the baby kicks a lot.
oh yeah, it's horrible. It's stuck in there and dark, and and you can hear like muffled conversations and people fighting with each other and arguing about stuff, and you feel insecure because you're like completely dependent on them, and oh geez, it's just horrible. I don't ever want to go through that again.
That's why most people forget about it.
Yeah, they want to forget about it because it's like, oh man, I'm sure glad that's over. Whew, But actually, we don't realize that what this in the past is also in our future. If we have to come back into this world again, we have to go through that all over again.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's horrible. It's unnatural. The soul is naturally full of pleasure and light and consciousness and knowledge and love. Why should we have to go through this terrible process that like squeezes us into this little meat bag, and then we're pushed out through the womb, through this narrow little opening. It's such a traumatic experience, both for the mother and for the child. Very painful.
Why didn't Krishna design it that way?
I think it's a message, huh? Maybe you don't want to be here. Maybe this isn't our real home. Maybe this is like a jail. Maybe it's like a punishment. Maybe we're like going the wrong way. Maybe we should think about going a different way. It's designed by Krishna. It is exactly the way it is because he's trying to encourage us to get out. It's just like jail. I mean, they could make jail really nice with comfortable chairs and really good food and everything like that.
And then you wouldn't want to leave.
Yeah. Why should I leave? The government's taking care of me. I don't have to work for a living. I just hang out here and watch TV. Great. People would want to stay in jail the rest of their lives, but they make it difficult. They make it painful on purpose because it's a punishment. It's supposed to be a punishment for something bad that you did. So you shouldn't want to come back there. You shouldn't enjoy it. Of course, there's crazy people that do, but it's their business. The point is, we should want to get out of here.
Right.
We should want to go back to our real life in the spiritual world. We should want to be in our normal condition of love with the personality of Godhead, not with these other meat bags in this phony reflection of reality that, we can be in denial and we can say, oh yeah, this world is great. Oh yeah, life is wonderful. Oh yeah, I was enjoying so much. But we see even people who have a lot of money or have a lot of fame or have a lot of beauty. I mean, look at Britney Spears. Look at what she's going through. Who was that other star that died recently from drug overdose and all that? It's like they have all this money, all this fame, all this beauty, all these friends, all these lovers and everything, and they're still miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is, this world is not our real home. We want to get out of here. We would like to go to our original home in the spiritual world and not have to accept this suffering anymore. So we have the chance now. Right now, we're not suffering too much. We're in a pretty good situation. We have the freedom, we have the ability to address the problems of human life. We have the guidance, we have the energy, we have the time, we have the intelligence. So we should perform the process now. We should have to go, instead of having to go into another womb and not know in what kind of situation we're going to come out in. Are we going to be born in a good family, a poor family, a violent family, an alcoholic family, a Muslim family, and
someplace in Africa?
Oh my God, yeah. Who knows where we're going to be born in the next life? The point is, right now, in this life, we have an opportunity to get free. So we should take that opportunity. We should take it very seriously. We should take it as a great blessing, as a great opportunity to end all of our problems now.
It's much more important than becoming a millionaire.
Heck yeah. I mean, if we happen to become a millionaire, that's okay too, you know.
Yeah.
But the point is, we shouldn't let that distract us from the process of spiritual life. That's always got to be our first priority. We may have other priorities, of course. That's natural. But let's put everything in perspective. Let's assign the values as they really are. Spiritual life comes first. It has to come first because that's the solution to all the other problems.
Yeah.
And we can't really solve those problems unless we solve the spiritual problem. You know, and once we solve that, then every other problem is automatically solved because we go to a world where there aren't any problems. Problem means suffering. Problem means unnatural situation. Problem means we're forced to do something we don't want to do. Problem means fear. Problem means ignorance. It all boils down to ignorance. So because we accept the big lie, you know, we're really trying to make this place something that it isn't. So we accept the big lie. Oh, this is a very nice world, and oh, you know, all the things here are meant for my enjoyment, and I'm having such a good time. And, you know, everything's great. You know, there's that cartoon. Ever see that cartoon? There's a guy in the hospital, and he's in traction, you know, and his legs and arms are in casts and stuff, and he's laying there in the bed, and the doctor says, "And how are we today, Mr. Smith?" "Oh, just fine, doctor. Thank you." You know, he's got his head swathed in bandages, you know, he's got a patch over his eye. "I'm just fine," you know. Well, that's our condition in the material world. We're walking wounded. Everybody is. If we have some intelligence, if we have some good fortune, maybe we're less wounded than some others. But we're still suffering. I mean, like you were talking about your early life earlier today, Randy, and you know, my early life was like that too. You know, in this society or in most societies, if you happen to be intelligent or sensitive, then you suffer as a child because kids are really nasty. They're really competitive. You know, they can be really severe and harsh on other kids. If you're a little bit different, it's even more so.
I'm over it.
Well, yeah, you don't want to go back there again, do you?
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. So I don't want to go back there again either. I don't want to go into the womb again. I don't want to go through being divorced again. I don't want to go through having children again and watch, you know, all the stuff that they have to go through. You know, I'm done with it. I'm just so done with it.
These are the trenches, aren't they?
It's the front lines.
Yeah.
So if we have a temporary respite, if we have a little relief due to our past pious activities, we have some fortunate conditions in this life, we should take advantage of that to make as much spiritual progress as we can right now while we still can. Once we're old, it's going to be too late. Once we get to the point where we can't change anymore, we can't grow anymore, I mean, really, a person, by the time they hit 40 or 50, they're pretty much set in their ways, you know, they're comfortable, there's no real impetus or no real scope for them to change. It's very, very difficult for them to make spiritual progress. You know, really, really is tough. Somebody in their 20s, well, they're still young, they're still flexible, they can learn. You know, that's the best time to make spiritual advancement because you're grown up, you're an adult, you have freedom, you have autonomy, but you're still not too old to grow and change and adapt to different circumstances, different understandings like that. So, you know, the Indians have a saying, a saint in truth is a saint in youth. And we find this true. The people who join this teaching or start to cultivate this knowledge at an early age make far faster progress than those of us who started later. Like I remember I joined the temple when I was 27. 28? Yeah, actually 28, almost 28 years old was when I joined the ISKCON temple. And I had a heck of a time adjusting to the temple schedule and the discipline and the routine and like that. But most of the kids were about 20, 22. You know, just 5 years or so younger than me. But still, it made a tremendous difference in their ability to adjust and adapt to a completely different schedule, a completely different routine, way of life.
I'm still a little unclear about, for instance, when we were eating food, it's enjoyable. It tastes good. There's we have direct indications of these symptoms.
Through the senses.
But that's sense gratification, right?
Yes, of course.
And
we have to have a certain amount of sense gratification. It's necessary for health, psychological as well as physical health.
you'd go insane if you were just bereft of all of your senses.
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
go insane.
But, well, people do when
You
they're
die.
put into what's that called, like a samadhi